What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black. It's STEVEE the Black. I'm back. Depressing, heartbroken, disappointment, utter sadness, confusion, and yet not shocking at all. See, I had a feeling about this game yesterday, and I didn't post anything because I didn't want to put any negativity in the air. But I kept checking the timeline to see what other people were thinking, and a lot of people were thinking the same way, that Joel Embiid was going to go off, and then there was going to be a game 7, right? And my gut feeling and was that we were going to lose, that Miami smelled blood in the water and they were coming back to Philly to finish it off, right? That was my gut feeling, and I was right. You know, Joel Embiid coming back to quote unquote save the season. I said in that video that I think he can win us a couple games, but to win the series, it was doable, but I didn't really see it, and especially to try and win a championship, dude was just too beat up. Now, yes, it would have been an incredible story, but I didn't foresee it, and I was right. And again, I was never will be a big, huge fan of James Harden, but he was such an upgrade over Ben Simmons. At least that's what I thought until yesterday, when Harden just totally went Ben Simmons and was non-existent in the fourth quarter. I mean, I remember saying it. We traded all defense for offense. We traded all defense and no offense for all offense and no defense. But yesterday in the fourth quarter, we got both. No offense and no defense. And I'm just like, yesterday, I was sitting there, I'm watching the game, second quarter, and I'm just watching the Heat go back down, play after play after play, and get whatever play they wanted to. And I'm just like, it all but confirmed it to me. And then the final nail in the coffin was Sixers come out in the third quarter. James Harden turns the ball over. Miami goes down the scores, and they're just having their way. They went on like a 7-0, 8-0 run. Ended up being a 10-0 run before Doc called a timeout. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just going, yeah, it's over. It's over. And Embiid just, he kept hitting the floor all night long. And every time that man gets hit, every time that man hit the floor, I'm just like, oh, I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay. You know, dude literally gave everything he had. Everything he had. I'm gonna do this. Dude literally gave everything he had, and in the end, it wasn't enough. It doesn't work. It wasn't enough. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out a way to make this work. I'll just do it like this. I know my team, as any good fan should, right? And the fact is, every single year, we think it's going to be different, right? And it never is. And we end up getting bounced in the second round. Joel Embiid ends up getting hurt at some point. And then we're singing the same tune of the coach sucks, the players suck, Joel Embiid doesn't have any help. And while all those things are true, I think we have to put a little bit of the blame on Embiid too, because when you're an MVP caliber player, although he got robbed 2 years in a row by the same guy, but when you're an MVP caliber player, you're supposed to be able to be the difference maker, right? And I'm not saying for him to lead us to the championship, but I mean, think of somebody like LeBron, and right, like LeBron, he could carry. I'm not saying he's LeBron because there are levels to this, but LeBron can carry a garbage team all the way to the finals, right? Again, there's levels to this, you know, and I mean, Embiid has to have some blame in this, because for 4 out of the 5 years that we've been going to the playoffs, we've been getting bounced in the second round. Now, that's normally when you face the better teams, right? But I mean, last year it was Trae Young. Like, what? The year before that, we got bounced in the first round by the Celtics. The year before that, it was the bounce. The year before that, it was the Celtics again. It's just like, every year it's the same tune. If it's not Brett Brown now, then it's Doc Rivers now. And the bench, oh my goodness. The bench is utter trash. It is utter garbage how terrible this bench is. I don't know how many times we looked at the TV and the other team's bench had 20 or some points and our bench only had like 10. And I'm like, why are we throwing guys like Shake Milton and Furk out there and all these basically no-name players, bro? Like, for what? It's ridiculous. It truly is. I said that back when we got James Harden. I said part of the reason why I didn't think we were going to win the championship is because the bench sucks. Like, we don't have good bench players. We don't. You know? And speaking of James Harden again, obviously massively disappointed in him. You know? Unlike some people, I don't mind him coming back because I feel like he'll have something to prove. Like, everyone's downing and counting him out. And he's not stupid. Like, he's not stupid. He can't seriously think he deserves a $44 million contract or a max contract. Like, he seriously can't actually think he deserves that. Like, nah, man, you need to go out and you need to do whatever needs to be done so that we can get a good team around Embiid and Maxey, who played his heart out, man. And there was reports, man, that he was emotional after the game and he was crying in the locker room. And it's just so hard because that man truly is the life and energy of this team. You know, I know Embiid's the leader, but, you know, Maxey is the heart of it, man. And you just feel for him because, you know, he goes out there and he gives it 100% every single play. And he like Stephen A says about LeBron, he doesn't cheat the game. He doesn't. He tries to give it 100% every single time. And my heart goes out to him. Obviously, it goes out to Embiid too. But again, like I said, he has to have some type of accountability. Like, I'm pretty sure, I could guarantee you, they were saying this about Donovan back in the day, where he got to 3 straight NFC championship games and couldn't get it done in any of them. I'm pretty sure they were saying, like, yo, can Donovan win the big game? Now, obviously, the narrative probably was he has no help, and that was very true. But, I mean, dag, if you can get to 3 straight NFC championship games, it's like, well, clearly you're not that far behind. You should be able to be the difference maker, you know? And even when we got the difference maker wasn't even on the field. And we got to the Super Bowl in 2004. So it's like, did you really need T.O.? I mean, we only improved by a game that year, I think. Like every year it was like 12-4, 12-4, 12-4, and then they got TO, and then they went 13-3. So it's like you only improved by a game. You didn't really he didn't play in the playoffs until the Super Bowl. So did you really need TO, or was it just that you just weren't playing very good? Like, and then of course he choked in the Super Bowl, but I mean, hey, at least he finally got there, right? It's just so it's like, yes, the same story is Embiid has no help. Maxey, I will enjoy watching him grow, but he's only 21. Like, we have to remember, at the start of the season, Maxey was coming off the bench. Maxey was coming off the bench, bro. Like, we got to remember that guy. That's how, like, that season, that beginning of the season feels so long ago. Dude was coming off the bench. Wasn't even a starter yet, I believe, until Seth Curry got traded in for James Harden, you know. So I'm willing to let Harden prove himself, because if I was Harden, I would want to prove myself, you know. And if I'm Embiid, I'm not even worried about the MVP anymore, because clearly they don't want to give it to you. Clearly they care more about analytics and the eye test. So you're like, you know what? Forget the MVP. I'm with the Finals MVP. I'm gonna do everything in my power to win a championship, and it's not gonna be easy, because the East is only going to get harder. You still got Miami, who has Jimmy Butler, who since he's left Philly has now gone to 2 Eastern Conference Finals and has been to an NBA Finals. So I miss that man, bro. I really, really do. I'm like Embiid. I'm like those two, man. I wish he was still here. Like, management chose Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris. They chose Ben Simmons over him because they were scared of hurting Ben Simmons' feelings. Ben Simmons is gone now. Jimmy Butler's playing in his 2nd Eastern Conference Finals, bro. It's like, are you kidding me right now? Oh, he was my favorite player that year, man. He really was. Like, I enjoyed Jimmy Butler, bro. It hurts, man. It really hurts. Tobias Harris. Dude had a pretty good playoffs. It wasn't great. He had his moments, but he had a pretty good playoffs. You know, but I'm tired of him. You know, I'm tired of him. You have your big 3, or I guess right now I should say big 2, in Embiid and Maxey. We'll see about Harden, but the goal for the offseason should be revamping this bench. Should be James Harden committing to being a better player and a better leader. And Maxey already was like, yo, what do I need to do so I can get better? And Doc's like, bro, go take a break. Step away from the game, okay? Which I totally agree. I love the energy. I love the fight. I love the fact you want to get better, but take a break, bro. Take a break. You earned it. I know you want to get back there. You want to get better, but you gotta let your body rest. You gotta get away from the game before you come back and go full throttle again. So, and speaking of Doc Rivers, he's back too. Oh, gosh. I was hoping he would leave, but he's staying. So the only thing to do, I mean, dude, only thing we could do is improve the roster. That's all we can do. And we hope and pray that this man doesn't suck with the rotations, with the game plans. Just, oy. I'm gonna stop getting my hopes up. I really am, because every year we try to convince ourselves that this year will be different, that we'll finally break that glass ceiling, that we'll get to the Eastern Conference Finals. But I'm sick and tired of that. Like, I need to see it from them to believe it from them. Like, I can't trust this team. I can't trust this city. You know, it's embarrassing, man. Like, I'm sick and tired of it. Like, we talk so much because we love our team so much, but they always let us down. They never show it. If the players were committed to being as passionate as much as we care about this team, they would be multiple time champions. But the fact of the matter is they're not. They would be winners, but they're not. It's I don't know what else to say. Oh, Danny Green. He's got a torn ACL. I didn't see the play, but everyone's talking about how Embiid ran into him, fell into him on his knee, and prayers up, but he also had a pretty good playoffs. I won't say great also, but he also had a pretty good, if it wasn't for him in games 3 and 4, we probably get swept, plus Embiid's presence, but he really stepped up in those first 2 games. I mean, those games 3 and 4, and so, oh man, I wish we had Seth back, bro. But if we had Seth, we wouldn't have Maxey playing. We need to revamp this team, man. If it's Matisse Thybulle, oh my goodness. Like, we were so adamant about keeping Matisse Thybulle. Right now, I'm wondering why. Why? What does he give you? He's nothing but a skinnier, smaller Ben Simmons. Dudes, I mean, the only difference between those two is he's actually willing to shoot. And that's only sometimes. I mean, it's still more than Ben Simmons, but still, it's like, we just got a smaller Ben Simmons. Like, if dude works on his game, like, at least work on your mid-range. If you can work on the mid-range, I mean, yeah, in today's game, you need to be able to shoot the 3. But, I mean, if you shoot like 4 threes a game, it won't really matter. It'll balance itself out. But if you can hit some mid-range shots, bro, if you can somehow be a mid-range game shooter, bro, I'm telling you, that's way better than what he's giving us now, which is next to nothing, So much we need to work on, so much we need to do. But as I said, I'm done of getting my hopes up for no reason, and only to be disappointed time after time and again. So, man, those are my thoughts on the season. Let me know your thoughts on the season in the comment section down below. Please remember to like this video, share it. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you never miss a video. And I'll be back later tonight to talk about the schedule for the Eagles, my thoughts on their season, how I think they'll go. And, now my attention is on my favorite player. I was so worried of seeing Sixers versus Warriors because Steph Curry is my favorite player. He's the reason why I watch basketball. But I also wanted the Sixers to win the title. So now I don't have to worry about that problem. So I'm gonna need Warriors to close out the Grizzlies tonight. I know they play pretty good without Ja, but nah, bruh. After getting blown out the way you did, y'all needed that piece of humble pie, bro. Y'all was kind of feeling yourselves a little bit, bro. So I'm gonna need y'all to close out Memphis tonight. We'll see what happens with Phoenix and Dallas, and then we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the Eastern Conference. If you want to push me right now, I would tell you that my pick for the finals is probably Milwaukee and Golden State, which that's not in Golden State's favor because Giannis, they're a very big team. They're a very big team, and Warriors are very small. So the Warriors, in order for them to beat the Milwaukee Bucks, they would have to be like, they would have to be hitting their shots. And these last 2 games, they have not been hitting their shots. So, especially Clay. Like, I don't know what the heck's been up with Clay. Like, I know dude's back after, being gone 2 years, but I know it takes some time, but Clay, if we gonna win the chip, bro, if y'all go win the chip, bro, we gonna need y'all. We gonna need you to step up your game, bruh. Gonna need you to step up your game. So anyway, that's where my head's at right now. I'm thinking Warriors and Bucks in the finals. Probably Warriors in 7 if it goes that way. But that's my thoughts on it. So let me know again in the comment section down below how you feel about the season, how you feel about it ending. What do you think we need to do in order to improve the team so that way we can stop sucking and getting bounced in the second round? I mean, again, you just think about it. I mean, like I said, it's not going to get any easier next year. I mean, you still got the top teams in the East. You still got Miami. You still got the Celtics. You still got the Bucks. And I guarantee you the Nets will not be a bottom 8 seeded team this year. They're going to, I don't know if Kyrie's staying or not, but they'll still have Kevin Durant. Ben Simmons will be playing, and as much as we want to get on Ben Simmons, we know how good he is defensively, and we know how motivated he's going to be when he plays Philly for that first time. So let's not act like he ain't going to be motivated, because he will be. I mean, Sixers will be too. Joel will be motivated too, but we know Ben Simmons will be motivated. So, only time will tell. But like I said, it's just a lot going on right now. We need a total roster revamp, bro. That's the only way I see us competing in the East. A total roster revamp. So, anyway, that's it for real this time. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.